Welcome back to my second video of the processing system of life. In my first video, I showed how to see the processing system of life in your own vision, and how the eye matrix can be positioned in any one of 9 locations. The main construct can also be rotated in our vision. This allows us to access libraries, containing all the images that have ever existed, involving both avatars and environmental. Other libraries contain and the stories relating to them. Stories come in different types. Some describe an image, while others relate to the interactions between them. Some stories are about what happens to the inner of your avatar, while others relate to the appearance of your outer body. Other stories relate to the individual makeup of your organs, and how they behave and interact in your avatar. There are stories about the components of the universe, and others about the interactions between them. There are stories in the form of manuals, and others about the manufacture of things we can use in our environment. This next drawing of the eye matrix shows the master temporary library registers, where we can access the temporary libraries. There are permanent libraries that can be accessed but can't be altered, but we can make copies in temporary libraries, and edit them if we wish to. Here are 2 formats for the permanent libraries, containing images of both avatars and environmental objects. Programs can then be saved as another object or story in another permanent library. The story you are experiencing right now is being played from such a temporary library. The upper left square is the program library register. The upper right square is the control library register. The lower left square is the image or picture library register. The lower right square is the scratch pad library register, where we can edit a story or an object. Note, objects and stories cannot be edited in permanent libraries. In other words, we can only add stories or images to the permanent libraries. In each of the 4 main temporary library registers there are 4 sub-registers. This is the temporary program register displaying its 4 sub-registers. These also apply to the other 3 main temporary library registers. The upper left square is the program sub-register. The upper right square is the control sub-register. The lower left square is the image or picture sub-register. And the lower right square is the scratch pad sub-register. There is another set of registers found in each of the 4 main temporary library registers. These are the running program registers, where data is both assembled and compiled, ready to be displayed as either a vision or as an experience such as you are having right now. The registers involved in the running program register consist of both squares rotated 4 to 5 degrees, and octagonal registers. The squares refer to images while the octagons refer to the stories involving images. The code looks similar to this. Each octagon displays a letter or numeral similar to English, but of course, have a totally different meaning. There are also octagons and squares in the form of sub-registers in the temporary libraries too. The squares refer to images, while the octagonal registers refer to stories or books regarding the images. There are 2 sets of octagonal registers in each of the 4 main temporary library registers. One set is vertically orientated while the other set is in the horizontal orientation. All these sub-registers apply to all 4 of the main temporary library registers. In my next video, the Processing System of Life Video 3, I will show you some of the registers where we can read the contents and write to the program.